Some people say game of the year. Some people think it deserves all the awards. I am not really one of those people, but what I am is your host, Zionic, and welcome to Z.Zone Rants. Sit on back and enjoy the ride. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into, let's start with some of the good. So the environment and the art style was awesome. I think they did great. If this was the awards for any of the books, I guess you should say, of the art books, anything like that, then yeah, sure, this deserves Game of the Year, no problem. Now, when it comes to the music, they also did good on the music. So I'm not sure who was the creator of the music, but the artists knew what they were doing, and they definitely knew how to invoke emotion. Like Graymore and stuff, you can just feel the sadness in the tone. You could feel it really, really kind of pulling you down. But other than that, the art and the looks, I think the rest of it, the world building, I guess, actually, I'm going to take that back. The world building was decent. You definitely had to pay attention to what was going on, reading through murals and all of that stuff to kind of figure out what is going on in Farloom. Guys, but that's about all of the good I have to say. So to get into kind of more of the bad, let's start off with benches. Yes, benches. So, guys, I cannot describe the frustration of trying to spend 80 rosaries on a bench after I just crossed an entire amount of the map, and I can't afford it. So that is frustrating. It makes it feel mandatory to grind, but there's no like satisfaction from levels or anything like that. It's just go ahead and grind these annoying mobs, and they are annoying, by the way. A lot of the mobs are not viably like, this is awesome. They are very annoying, and it's kind of like they don't give you any rosaries. You're talking $80 for a rosary. Now, a lot of them were 30, I think it was, but there were certain ones that's like, this is $80 for 80 rosary for a bench. Holy crap, man. That's farming creatures like crazy. They dropped like 5. The most difficult mobs dropped 7. I'm sitting here farming for an hour to get a single bench. So the fact that they are trying to lean more on the Soulsborne style difficulty, but in Soulsborne games, bonfires are free. There's a couple of them that cost something, but 99% of them are free. And I know because I love the Dark Souls games. So that was definitely kind of a letdown, and it more or less did not make the game difficult. It made the game frustrating, and you're going to see that this is going to be a bit of a pattern on my review. So guys, bosses, let's get into this. So I think part of the reason like the bosses that I'm so frustrated with is that they definitely tried to balance them around the new movement and all that that's different from the original Hollow Knight. Guys, they balanced way too hard. I get that we got a dash and all that, but holy crap, the speed and all that, and the telegraphing of the enemy's attacks is rather annoying to learn. And especially since they do like 2 or 3 masks per hit, you're dead before you even get to see 2 moves. Because whenever you, let's be honest, you can lie as much as you want. You are not a psychic, and whenever you first walk into a boss room and you start seeing those attacks, you are not ready for those attacks. In fact, you know you're going to get hit at least a couple times, but it feels so punishing to get hit that it's like, holy crap, it's going to take me 20 times just to even learn all of it. And that's not even starting with the bosses that go into phase 2. Now you're dealing with a boss that has an all new moveset, and you're sitting here going, holy crap, this is insane. It's just frustrating beyond belief, guys. So I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. And you've also got to think that it gets to the point where certain monsters, mobs now, not bosses, mobs are doing 2 masks and take just as many hits as the bosses. It's ridiculous. The red ants, if you've been to Hunter's March, there's a reason my title for that video is called Hell at Hunter's March. It is difficult. It's annoying. And I get now that I've looked back and like, holy crap, what did I mess up? You're supposed to have the Reaper's Crest. It gives you the downward strike. It allows you to traverse the red flowers, but I didn't know that. I'm just trying to get places in the game, so I had the downward diagonal strike. I don't know if you've ever tried to do platforming on red flowers that bounce you up in the ground, bounce you up and down while using a diagonal strike versus a downward strike. It's ridiculous, and it was just frustrating. And then after you get through all of that, it's little bullshit that's not necessary, like the trapped bench in Hunter's March. It's really like, you've already made this area difficult. The bosses, or I say bosses because my brain's already there. The mobs all have extremely high health, extremely mobile, just like you, and do 2 massive damage. And I get to a bench that is up in the top, and it's trapped. And it kills me. And now I gotta go through Hunter's March all over again. I guess it goes back to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. They have taken it from difficult to just pure frustrating and, dare I say, annoyance. And now I'm ranting again. I'm sorry. I guess this is called Z.Zone Rants. Guys, and you've also got to think of it like, it's just annoying stuff like the final judge exploding. And for one, I thought that was the final boss, but it's just like the final judge exploding. I wanted to watch the death animation that was given, and I was punished for it. So I was punished for trying to enjoy the art that you put into the game. And to me, that's just ridiculous. I shouldn't be punished for seeing a death animation. And I get it, because I don't know if the devs just expect you to go, oh man, that was funny. I can't believe they killed me that way. But after slogging for an hour to beat a boss, which, oh, by the way, the reason it takes an hour to beat the boss is because the run back is so annoying, which was a theme with a lot of the bosses. The run back is so annoying and punishing that you have no health by the end of it. That's why it takes an hour. You're looking at not 10 minutes. That's awful ridiculous. But you're looking at quite a little while to get back to the boss arena. And there's times like, well, the final judge is a prime example where you've got flying enemies in your way, and you got to realize like that's taxing your health. And I guess the answer is like, well, yeah, you're supposed to kill all the enemies. That's how you're supposed to do it. But that's not. If they want to lean more Souls-like, I don't know anybody that's ever done. I used to do speed running on Souls. I used to love speed running Souls. I beat Dark Souls in like an hour and 45 minutes, hour 30 minutes, whatever it was, when I was good and I was playing all the time. You don't battle all the enemies. That's not how it works. You are rewarded with souls that you break, and then the bosses, and then you can level off of the bosses. That's not the way this works, because there is no leveling. You're just constantly punished, and it's punishing. Crazy, I know. So I don't understand. I don't understand what they were trying to do with this. If you are going to try to lean more Soulsborne-like or more Souls-like, then lean more Souls-like. What is up with this mandatory rosary stuff for the benches? And then like your tools. So your throwing tools obviously cost bone shards when you sit on the bench to refill. Guys, I don't have all day to go back and deal with this. It's annoying, and you're already limited by the amount you can already use. And if you mess up and don't press up enough on your controller, which my controller's, older, so it's probably the controller's fault. But if you don't press up, next thing you know, you're using your Silk skill, which, if you don't know, that is actually what you use for healing. So you're struggling even more now. Like, it's just annoying, to say the least. I don't know how else to say it. And the fact that you have these mandatory currencies in I don't know, guys. And maybe I'm just tearing it to pieces. Like I said, I did quit. I got so frustrated, I put the game down. I don't think that's right. I don't think you should put the game down. But I did. And so now I'm here giving this review. So hopefully you guys can kind of get an idea about my frustrations and all of that. Again, this is just ranting to make me feel kind of better. I don't know. Thanks for watching, I guess. But drop your thoughts. Like, did it frustrate you too, or am I missing something that I didn't? Go ahead and give me a like if you enjoyed the environment, the atmosphere of the game. I think I was right on that. And subscribe for more, because I am going to, every game that I play, I'm going to do a review over this. Probably not as soon as I finish it. I did have every plan to go back to Hollow Knight, but it was just to the point where I didn't want to. I even told my wife, I said, I'm trying to do this for like a career and enjoyment, and this just ain't it. Like, no, I don't enjoy it. So guys, I that's all I got to say. You can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong or whatever, but give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Did they drop the ball on this one? Is this game of the year? Go ahead and let me know. I'll argue with you all the way. So guys, without further ado, I want to appreciate your time and I want to thank you for coming out and listening to me and listening to these rants. Without you, I don't really have anything on this channel. So thank you very much, and see you guys in the next one.